It's Saturday morning. I said yesterday it's Monday morning. It wasn't. It was just, yeah, I'm just tired. On my way now to do BBC breakfast at Salford. I'm just going to get some props out of the brew room. So I'm just going to get some bits of wheat and things like that. Just had my makeup done. They will look younger. Supposed to stop you shining on the cameras. Have you seen that? I might have showed it you before. It's a knitted studio. Anyway, we're just in the green room. That's not really a green room because it's all funny colours. Before we go downstairs. John's backing out the shed. He's going to go and cut a little bit of mustard for Bill and Joe that they've grown. Going to get this straw unloaded in the shed and count up how many's over here. See whether I need to put some hay caps on them. There's a couple of trucks coming, but there's a chance of rain on Monday. 0.9 of a mil, a whole 0.9 of a mil. So I'll see what's here and then work out what I need to do with it. There's 61 in that stack and a few next to it. This is amazingly still growing. That's nearly got 4 leaves on it now. Yeah. Shower rain would definitely do it the world of good though. It seems to be a right cluster of tractors down this end of the yard. I've sat on that trailer, that one can go down, and what I might do is stack a few more on that and put a few higher on it and back that in the shed, and that's under cover, and then there'll be less then out here. Can you see that? It's raining. Look. It'll blow over, it's not going to come to much, but it's better than nothing. That's loaded, ready to be back in the shed, and then I've been carrying these in 3 at a time. There's only, I don't know, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 more goes, and I'll have all these under cover as well. And then it'll probably stop raining. I mean, it pretty much has already, to be fair. I'll stick this now down the yard out of the way, back the other one in, and then we're done. I've had a day of press with this BBC breakfast, then GB News after that, and then now BBC World Service as well, radio for all talking about the hot temperatures and what it means for farming. The only advantage I can see with a rubbish harvest is the fact we can still fit loads of tractors in the front of the grain stores. John's back in that undercover now, and then I'm going to move the quad back into the main yard. Some bolts coming out on the disc I'm going to put in as well. Is that the greatest spotted truck of a beekeeper? It looks like. Stu's there tending to his bees. Yeah, I think someone caught a manhole the other day with this. It's bent that bar a little bit, but it snapped them 2 bolts and the little rubber blocks inside. There's got 1, but there should be, sorry, got 3, but there should be 4. So I'll have to order a rubber block and then I can clamp that back up again. So can't really fix it today, but I don't need it anyway. Sounds like John's getting the combine ready. Let's go and cut some mustard. Has that much OCD that he's come in on a weekend to carry on cleaning the workshop.
Every weekend.
Every weekend for the last, I don't know how long.
How long is that took? How long?
About 8 months.
It has.
But we're getting there, we can start to see the floor. Joe's on our valve taking the header. John's going to go now. Once he's done that, we can give the combine a good blow down, then ready for winter storage. Put it up in the shed with its electric fence around it. Up and away. Just bumped into Amanda. I've come to see how they're getting on cutting the Phacelia. They just cut some mustard in here. There's a little bit had weed in, so they've left that. But they're cutting Phacelia the other side. There's the control tower. I don't think we're going to get through. The gap's too big. Too many brambles. But it's fair fly in there in the Phacelia. Nice stubble. Nice and crispy. Looks like coffee granules Phacelia when you combine it. But I'll go over it and I'll show you. Get some of that. That's the seed, the little brown bits. Whoa, there's some dust coming off that. Yeah, the odd bit of weed in it, so they're just going round that. Got a big chunk of it though. Little bit shed already. They're like little mini hedgehogs or wood lice, don't they? It's incredible that the combine. Have you still got a little seed, Liam?
Show Ollie the seed.
See the size of that little tiny seed. Now the combine can harvest that, but then it can also harvest, well, the last thing it was cutting was beans, which are massive. Or just buy a few buttons in the cab. Let's have a look again. It's like how something that weighs like 27 ton can do that, be so gentle as well.
A little bit.
It's a little one, isn't it? There you go, that's a wrap. Until we cut maize in a few weeks or months. There's a ton or so in the tank of what looks like coffee beans. That is all done now. Until we cut the maize. 2,269 acres. Got the working hours. 265 working hours. That's mustard. See the yellow seeds in it. Just looks like OSR really, but just yellow seeds, not black ones. Full season and not a mark on the guard or one ripped off. Well done, John. John's on his way out the field now. By the looks of the timber outside, they've finished one frame of glass. Yeah, they have. They've finished this coat completely, apart from the silicon. I presume they've got that ready for sealing them gaps. And then we started glazing that one next to. Put the posts in as well. So we need to take the jury picker outside. And then we've got nearly this end all glazed. In fact, no, it is. Yeah, this end is all glazed, isn't it? So clean, the glass, you can't see. So this is all glazed. We've only got that end left, so need to take the cherry picker out And then anything else that's going to be big. Oh, that's sand. That's a bit of a pain. They have to carry the sand all the way down this alleyway. I suppose they can though, can't they? But anything big now has got to fit down this gap. Until we put that other doorway in down there, which I thought we'd have done on Monday, but thinking about it now, we probably need to do it a little bit quicker than Monday. There's the combine on its way back to the yard. I'll just move the cherry picker out. Here we go with today's birthdays. Roy Smith, happy birthday. Brian, aka Badger, is 40. Andrew Keeves, happy birthday. Trevor and Ginny Reid, happy 28th wedding anniversary. Chopper Ken Lay is the big 6-0. James Oxley is a big 9 as well. So happy birthday everyone on there now. £116,141. Now obviously did BBC Breakfast this morning. I thought it was quite a good piece, got a lot of points in. It was only supposed to be a 4-minute segment. I said we need a bit longer than that to talk about all this stuff, so we've got it to about 6.5. So I'm going to leave it at the end of this video for you to watch, and also some of the bits that the lady took while I was doing the interview with my phone. So it's a little bit behind the scenes of what the breakfast studio looks like. If you find it interesting, I'll put that at the very end. But that's it for today. Thank you for watching. All the straws on the cover, which is good. Most of which have sold, that's probably why. But thanks for watching. I'll see you tomorrow. Bye for now.
Very pleased to say we're joined in the studio by farmer Olly Harrison. Morning to you, Olly.
Morning.
Snapshot of your farm so people understand what it is you do.
So I grow wheat, barley, beans, oilseed rape. So some's malting barley, which makes beer. Some's wheat that makes bread.
OK. And the effect this weather is having on your business, because this is business, isn't it?
Yeah. I don't know how long we'll still be in business for. You know, we're obviously growing food, and I brought some examples here this morning. If you look at this bowl on I don't know, the right or the left of the camera, you can see it sort of shrivel up a bit like rice.
So the one here. Oh, sorry. First of all, this one here.
That's this year's crops. It's all shriveled up. That was 3 years ago, sorry, because it was dry last year. It's a lot plumper grains. So the yields have been massively down.
And so just explain to people. So when you've got a crop that looks like that, feels like that, it's dried up as you described. What happens to it? Are you paid less for it? What's the consequence of that?
We're paid less for it because the quality's not there and there's less of it to harvest. So you'd probably want 3 to 4 tonnes of wheat an acre, and this year we've been getting less than 2. So the impact is massive. And I know we got a support package from the government yesterday, but it doesn't even scratch the surface. And 50 million of that was to be paid not to grow food, sustainable farming incentive. 15 million of it was to build reservoirs. It costs 250,000 to build a reservoir that will do 85 acres of potatoes. So it only really will do like less than 1% of the potato crop. But none of its cash flow, which is here and now, that's needed. What would have been a better idea for the government is to put some fairness in the supply chain. Like, we take the potatoes, for example, that I would say 80% of the potato market is just 2 big players that buy it all. And they've got people in ironclad contracts. And the farmers are taking all the risk and taking all the loss this year.
And what impact, you've brought a couple of examples here, what impact's the weather having on food crops like potatoes?
So that the extreme heat has completely confused the plants. So whether it's wheat, barley or potatoes, you know, the potatoes is a visual example. You can see that there's another potato starting to grow. So when it comes really hot, it's shut off and it was like, I'm ready for harvest. And then we got a little bit of rain a week or 2 ago and it's like, oh, what's going on? And it started to regrow again. That's why there's a little potato hanging off the big one. And the grain did the same thing. That was growing. It come really hot in May. It set a seed because it thought harvest was coming. You know, summer was here. Then it rained again in June and then it started to regrow. But then second plants never grew enough because it come really hot and dry. So that wasn't worth harvesting.
Olly, I don't know how much you're prepared to share with us about the raw details of finances. I mean, how much money here and now would you need to help you cope with the situation on your farm? Are you able to boil it down to a figure?
Personally, myself, the cereal harvest, my cereal harvest, will be £200,000 to £300,000 down loss.
Of revenue to your farm?
So my diversification things is the only thing that's keeping me farming.
But diversification meaning things other than growing? Yeah,
so we've got a holiday let, we've got some dog walking fields and building some paddle courts, that kind of thing.
But that's not farming, that's not growing food.
OK, so 300,000 is the deficit, effectively, you're facing...
Just on my 1,500 acres.
...to grow food that people can eat.
Yeah. And if you think going back a few years, you know, we had about £2.5 to £3 billion worth of support for agriculture, which kept us in business and kept us in the business of producing food. And it's down to like 250 million.
I can ask a question about, obviously it's desperate for farmers, many farmers. In terms of the food chain, and when we go into the supermarkets, we were hearing about a farmer earlier talking about milk, saying that there isn't, you know, enough food to feed the cows. At some point, milk will go out. If the grain's not being harvested, what's going to happen to the bread? Just thinking about, do we have to be thinking about the fact that this is going to have an impact on what we're able to buy in the supermarket?
Yeah, I mean, we're generally a wealthy nation, so we can always import it. But of course, that is money leaving our economy to another economy to bring that food in. What we need to do is invest in agriculture to carry us through these difficult times, because that's why it was there in the first place, because of we're going back to the Second World War. Keep us growing, keep us producing, and export the surplus in the years when we can. And then, you know, that's money back to the economy. But if we had a little bit more fairness in the supply chain, you know, and some of these big boys that are controlling the grain markets and the potato markets, if they were paying fairly, I mean, 1 pence on a packet of crisps would mean that the farmer would get double the amount for his potatoes. You know, 10 pence on a loaf of bread would mean that we wouldn't be losing money growing wheat.
You can't require a food manufacturer or a confectioner or whoever, you can't require them to charge more.
No.
It's a market-led business, isn't it?
But the contracts are so unfair in their favour. The farmer, Burnham said that the farmers shouldn't carry the risk of the changing climate, and we are. They didn't need to do that thing yesterday. It acknowledges that there's something wrong, you know, the support package. All they needed to do was put some pressure on the people that are screwing farmers, really, and made it fairer. And the food inflation would have been next to nothing. I think it'd probably cost more to bring stuff in than what it would add.
So briefly, Andy Burnham is going to be visiting farmers in the southwest today. What's the message they're going to be telling him?
Listen. I mean, I believe he's doing a listening tour, and I did get a message that he may visit me, which would be great. But, you know, we've got 6 minutes or 5 minutes here to talk about it. This is an hour to unpick it all and work it out and come up with a solution. Because
what would you show him first on your farm, Ollie, to illustrate the problem?
That wheat, maybe neighbours' potato crops that are dead, you know, and just say, you know, if we need to feed the nation and we need to be sustainable, we need support, we need investment in agriculture to carry us through them times. And then brand Britain can be something that we can sell as well. So, you know, we've got the best food in the world because we have the highest standards. That's worth exporting.
Ollie, always interesting to hear directly from someone involved in the industry. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Personally, myself, the cereal harvest, my cereal harvest, will be £200,000 to £300,000 down loss.
Of revenue to
your farm. So my diversification things is the only thing that's keeping me farming.
Diversification meaning things other than growing?
Yeah, so we've got a holiday let, we've got some dog walking fields and building some paddle courts, that kind of thing. But that's not farming, that's not growing food.
OK, so 300,000 is the deficit, effectively, you're facing...
Just on my 1,500 acres.
To grow food that people can eat?
Yeah. And if you think going back a few years, you know, we had about £2.5 to £3 billion worth of support for agriculture, which kept us in business and kept us in the business of producing food. And it's down to like 250 million.
I can ask a question about, obviously it's desperate for farmers, many farmers. In terms of the food chain, and when we go into the supermarkets, we were hearing about a farmer earlier talking about milk, saying that there isn't, you know, enough